Who really wrote the Gospels? For centuries, Christians have believed that the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John were written by the very disciples of Jesus or their close associates, providing first-hand accounts of his life and teachings. This claim holds significant weight within Christian theology, as it suggests the narratives are not only divinely inspired, but also historically reliable. However, the synoptic problem, an intricate puzzle concerning the similarities and differences among the first three Gospels, challenges these traditional attributions and calls into question the true authorship of these texts. The synoptic problem gets its name from the Greek word synopsis, meaning seeing together. It refers to the striking similarities among the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, and Luke. Scholars like Bart D. Ehrman and Richard Bauckham have extensively studied these texts, noting that roughly 95% of Mark's content is found in Matthew and about 65% is replicated in Luke. This overlap suggests a literary relationship, raising the question, if these Gospels are independent accounts, why do they share so much material? In 1838, German scholar Christian Hermann Weisser proposed the two-source hypothesis, which remains the most widely accepted explanation among biblical scholars. According to this theory, both Matthew and Luke drew from Mark and a hypothetical lost document known as Q, from the German Quelle, meaning source. This theory explains the shared material not found in Mark, suggesting that the Gospels are not independent testimonies but are interdependent, undermining the idea of direct apostolic authorship. On the other hand, those who defend the traditional view point to early church figures like Papias of Hierapolis, who around 120 AD claimed that Matthew compiled the sayings of Jesus in Hebrew, and John Mark, a companion of Peter, recorded Peter's account in the Gospel of Mark. This external evidence appears compelling, but it is not without its issues. Papias' own writings are lost, and we only know of his claims through later church historians like Eusebius, whose reliability is debated among scholars. Moreover, internal evidence paints a different picture. The Gospel of Matthew, for instance, was written in Greek, not Hebrew, contradicting Papias' account. Additionally, the text reflects a post-70 AD context, after the destruction of the Jerusalem Temple, suggesting it was written later than the Apostolic Age. The Gospel of Mark demonstrates a lack of first-hand experience with Judean geography, an oddity if Mark indeed recorded Peter's accounts. These inconsistencies challenge the idea that the Gospels were penned by direct witnesses. Another strong counter-argument comes from the argument of oral tradition. Proponents claim that the similarities among the Gospels result from shared oral teachings circulating within early Christian communities. However, this explanation struggles to account for verbatim agreements in the Greek texts, as oral traditions tend to vary more significantly across different narrators and contexts. Textual analysis reveals linguistic and thematic patterns unique to each Gospel. For instance, the Gospel of John, markedly different from the Synoptics, lacks many core stories found in the others, like the Transfiguration and the institution of the Eucharist. This divergence suggests a different source and purpose, complicating the traditional notion of unified apostolic authorship. In conclusion, while the traditional belief that the Gospels were written by the immediate followers of Jesus is appealing for its simplicity and assurance of authenticity, the evidence points otherwise. The interdependence among the Synoptic Gospels, the lack of first-hand geographical knowledge, and the inconsistencies with early church testimonies suggest that these texts are the product of a complex literary and theological development rather than direct eyewitness accounts. This does not diminish their religious significance, but it does challenge their historical reliability as first-hand testimonies. As we navigate these complexities, we must ask ourselves, how do these findings affect the way we understand the origins of the Gospels?